Vi väntar på att alla ska hinna logga in här, så vi är tysta ett tag. Okay, so we will get this show on the run. Welcome to this Cristie webinar, where we will be introducing our Cloudbrik solution. Cloudbrik is a modern data protection, backup and storage solution that is powered by Rubrik, Cloudian, APoint, and of course, Cristie. My name is Johan Ledin. I'm working as a solution enabler here at Cristie, and I will be moderating this webinar. I'm really happy to see so many attendees and really appreciate that you are taking the time to listen in for this. This will be, attendees will be muted during this session, but feel free. We really appreciate if you could write the questions you have in the questions section, and we will answer them in the end of the webinar during Q&A. This will be 40 minutes long, approximately, and after that we will have a Q&A. After, we will supply a recording of the entire webinar to you, so you can distribute and look at it afterwards. And by that, I will hand over to Magnus Thunberg from Cristie.
Thank you, Johan, and thank you all for joining and taking your time to listen to our session. So my name is Magnus Thunberg, working as a solution enabler leader here at Cristie Nordic. I've been working here since 2012. So I've been in the game now for some time regarding backup, storage, and so on. I will just start with, this is an introduction of the Cloudbrik service that we provide into the market. It's a new service, so this is an overview webinar. We will have some deep dive webinars booked as well. So regarding object storage, we have one the 15th of October, the second one the 22nd of October, and then also for the front end with the backup units in the late 29th of October and beginning of November. And at the 12th of November, we also have a Office 365 or Microsoft 365, as it's called today, webinar as well. So all of them are possible to register to on our website, CristieNordic.com, and under events. Great. So we have many attendees in this session. So some of you don't know Cristie since before, so I will just give a very short introduction of Cristie. So Cristie Nordic was established 1997, and since 2019 we've been acquired by Peda Group, so we're part of the Peda Group today, which is a 200 million euro organization established in all the Nordic countries, Baltics, France, and Cristie also have earlier establishment in the DACH region and Poland as well, together with a partner in Poland. Cristie has always been working with providing expertise in the area of storage and data protection, and this is something we will keep on working with. Of course, it's very important for us to be of good assistance to our customers. And I think we are managing something like 100 petabytes in this region today, covering the 13 countries. We have support available in Swedish, English, and German. And regarding all of our suppliers that we're working with, like Cloudbrik, IBM, and Cloudbrik, we always have top certified levels on all of them. So that's short about Cristie. So Cloudbrik. Cloudbrik is a new service that we have provided or launched. We started a little bit before the summer, but the heavy launch is now. So Cloudbrik is a solution that will make your data available. We say anytime, anywhere, and that is because of great technology. We can implement the solution in any destination. It could be on premises, it could be at a service provider, it could be in the cloud, or wherever you like to have your data and protect your data. It's a managed service or semi-managed service together with our clients. We are using the latest technologies to gain the best features, to secure the data, to have limit workflows and so on. And of course, we are giving full control to all of our customers in the service, so they are aware of that the data is protected and can have the reports and see everything they wanted to see and so on. So the features that we're looking for is making data protection very easy and of course very secure. That's the main points. So regarding data protection design or data management, everyone have applications and data that needs to be protected. And of course, in a traditional solution, it needs some sort of design where you have your proxy servers, media servers, management servers, backup servers, database management, deduplication units, storage, replicated storage, tape, cloud, offsite management, and so on. And this is typical for all kind of solutions today. I think that all traditional solutions, it's the way they've been built. It's probably enterprise level solutions where you have been doing this very good for many years. And what we see now is we've got a lot of responses from the market where customers are feeling that it's getting complex because of growth. They have maybe several different service agreements and support agreements with different vendors on hardware, software, and things like that. Management time is getting longer. It's different terms and conditions and legal contracts and things like that. And also that the total cost of the ownership is growing year by year. And I would say this could be situations where we have a problem at customer. In some cases it is a problem, other cases it's just working fine. And it's nothing strange with the traditional way of doing backup. It's the way it's been done, and the code is written to work this way since many years back. And of course traditional environments are evolving as well to do things differently, but we have seen a request for changes. Is it possible to make it easier, put less man hours when we're working with the data protection and so on? So that is basically the reason that we started to look into this. And what we then found that with Cloudbrik we could make this very easy. So no complex environments, if that's feeling. And we're able to make an all-in-one solution based on tiers, where tier 1 is the front end, where you have the backup data, the management of everything, and then we have the tiered options to shrink costs mainly for long time retention data or archive data and so on. So that could be both on-prem and in cloud. We have made the solution in different scenarios. We're thinking, is it an enterprise level or a small medium business solution? And we think based on a lot of partnerships we have out there that it's possible to have a fit for all sizes actually. So for the enterprises who want to have it on-prem, we can put everything on-prem, fully managed or semi-managed. The customer will have full control of the whole solution. We will provide great total cost of ownership, and that is recommended for customers with more than 200 VMs. I would say probably the best scenario would be something like about 1,000 VMs, but it's possible from 200 VMs. Public sector, so in each of these countries there are regulations that need to be followed. So with on and off-prem solutions, we can sort of have a domestic law-based solution that is compliant with everything that is necessary. Also in that case, it's a great TCO, and all sides of public sectors are working. And for the small medium business or remote offices and branch offices for enterprises, we have an on-prem restore solution with an off-prem disaster recovery solution available. So that will make it also very, very good TCO. So for example, if a small medium business, they could have everything in-house that they need, and then they have in the domestic cloud or at a local service provider the disaster recovery and the long time retention, everything saved there. So that means that the restore can be done in seconds, and the data is also protected very, very well offsite. And the same would be then for remote branch offices where they're sending the data into the centralized data center of the large enterprise. So some examples of an in-house design. So the customer or you have all your applications. It could be your cloud-based applications, it could be your on-prem applications, it could be your remote or branch offices. So then we put a front-end Cloudbrik Tier 1 unit inside your data center, and all the backup restore will be done in this unit. And then we could either tier the data directly into your chosen cloud, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, or a local service provider. You could also build your own private cloud with object storage on-prem, so you can tear it down there for the long time retention data. And from there, you could then move it out into the cloud, or you could move it into Cristie-made object storage clouds in each country. And even after that, we can tear it out to Amazon or public clouds if wanted. So it's a lot of scenarios and a lot of good ways to design based on each customer's requirement in this case. And for partners who are interested in building domestic cloud solutions based on Cloudbrik, we could do so as well. Then in the partners data center, we're putting the front end Tier 1 solution, and also if wanted the object storage Tier 2 for long time retention. And then by S3 sending it out so we can move it into our cloud if wanted, or another cloud. For the partners customers, it's possible to put a physical Tier 1 unit out at customers if they are larger, or if they are smaller, we can do a virtual Tier 1 brick. So this opens up for a lot of customer interactions and very easy way to do and manage things. So that are two examples of designs. This could also be, of course, for an enterprise, looks probably the same. For remote branch offices, we do the smaller ones, we do the virtual one, and for larger branch offices, we're putting an on-prem physical brick, and then all the data is sent into the enterprise centralized data center. Some features when talking to customers is, of course, the most important part is to have the restore made in time. Features in this solution is based on near zero RTO. So that means that you can be up and running in just seconds on if you restore it if you mount it on the brick, or in minutes. That could be hours today at many older environments, but shortening it down to minutes or even seconds is definitely possible. So that means that less time that we are unproductive in the IT environment. We also make it very easy for each customer to search for the data they are looking for. So it's a Google-like search engine, and where you could find the data, access it instantly, and you could also use the data you have in your backup units as test and dev or analytics purpose as well. So you can easily restore it into test units and other things. The total cost of ownership is, we see it's always hard to say, but we have numbers in cases where we have 30 to 50% savings in hardware. We have customers who are telling up to 90% less daily management time. That is, of course, a number that needs to be adjusted to each environment. But we have several mentioning 90% saving. The implementation time of starting a project with Cloudbrik is very short. We have one customer the other week, they said that, or we were up and running within 4 hours with the first units in the VMware environment, so it was very, very fast. And of course, you will also save on data center footprint. So overall, it's a good total cost of ownership and a lot of savings in this case. So the modules in Cloudbrik. So the tier 1 module is a backup recovery module. It includes a rapid backup and restore engine. It's really easy to learn. It's made for on-premise installation or cloud-based possible as well. It includes all the backup software needed, nothing else is needed, and all the servers inside is included as well as the storage. We also have encryption, data retention, and a hyper-converged infrastructure lookalike in the system, so we have very high reliability in the systems. And it also includes virtual bricks for branch offices. So everything is in one package and ready to be installed. The secondary storage, the tier 2, is an object store. It's built on erasure coding, so this means that the data is really safe inside the units. The risk of data loss is very low. It's cost effective, it's a self-managing solution, also put on premises. It includes all the object storage software and hardware, and a self-service portal included. And it's 100% Amazon S3 compatible, which is important in these days when everything is moving into S3 to have full compatibility. The tier 3 is a cloud service, a I will go in more into details on that one later as well, but it's several different options or cloud services available in the Cloudbrik solution. On top of all of this, Cristie is adding our service and technical team. That means that you are never alone in this environment. You always have full support, management, everything from Cristie's side. So we call it a shared custody, if that is the right translation from Swedish to English. But you are never alone. So we will help you with design, implementation, support, management, consultancy, advisory. So we have open discussions during the whole contract time to just discuss solutions and ways. We have training, and we also have consumption services. Cristie is top certified in all our suppliers, as I said before. This means that we are authorized support partner for both ROBO and Cloudjan. So this means that our personnel is having the same training, the same courses as the supplier's own technical team. So we're sort of part of the team, and then we can provide all services available in both Swedish, English, and German. So a little bit more deep dive into the Cloudbrik Tier 1. So we're able to protect all popular environment, I would say. We can do on physical environment, we protect the Windows, AIX, Linux, Oracle, SAP, and so on, NAS environment, some open database as well as PostgreSQL and MySQL, Unix environment, and so on. In the virtual part, we are providing protection for VMware, Hyper-V, and Nutanix. And of course, all the big clouds, we can do data protection of different services in Azure, Amazon, Google, and Oracle Cloud. Optionals are Cassandra and MongoDB. That is possible by an extra software module that needs to be added. Otherwise, inside each unit, in each brick here, all of them are included by 4 servers and erasure coded disk. So this means that each unit is secure and prepared by itself. And then we could easily grow when you're growing your environment just by adding brick on brick. So it's a little bit like Lego. And the cluster will be self-coordinating with itself, so that will just provide the growth. In the environment as well, we have total protection with immutability, for example, ransomware and things like that. So it's more or less impossible to connect or to have an external attack into the unit. So we are very safe with the data. We have encryption and things like that as well, of course. And regarding Cloudbrik 1, which is powered by Rubrik, we will have a follow-up or deep dive webinars. We have 2 of them. So one the 29th of October, and then we will have more regarding protection against ransomware and external attacks the 5th of November. So I recommend to take those webinars as well, and then we will go more into details. This is a screenshot, what it looks like. So it's, of course, with all new systems, it's easy to learn, easy to understand GUI, and that will be available for you as a customer or partner, so you can work and get control of everything from your side as well. The Tier 2 brick is object store. So that means that you can connect it to the Tier 1 brick, of course, and save your backup data into this one for long-time retention and save cost. it's 100% Amazon S3 compatible. So that means that you could connect any backup system into this one. And for example, we are 100% Beam and Commvault certified for their new S3 solutions, for example, to connect to this one as well. But all other S3 units work, so that means, of course, that we could use it as well for media and warm and big data, AI solution, and also we could add a module so that we could use it as a file storage as well for SMB and NFS. The tier 2 is then able to tier the data to any other cloud, preferable Cristie Cloudbrik tier 3, of course, but if you're using Amazon Azure or Google Cloud, you can connect to them as well. In this unit, in the object storage, we will also have deep dives regarding this one as well. So we will have the 15th of October, one overview of the whole solution, or this tier 2 solution, and a ransomware protection with warm and immutability in the second tier as well, the 22nd of October. So that is also possible to connect to. In this case as well, it's a multi-tenant self-service cloud portal included in the Cloudbrik tier 2. So that means that you have a really easy way to just add new buckets for different teams, projects, customers, clients, or whatever you need, and also to get sort of how much data is protected, what is the status of the data, the billing part, and so on. So everything is very easy and viewable from your side. The Cloudbrik tier 3 is it's cloud services. So there are different kind of cloud services. One is of course dynamic storage in the cloud based on our own Cloudbrik tier 2 or Cloudian unit. So that will be available. We are building up clouds in the different regions, and that means that you have endless of storage available if needed. It could be connected to the other units, of course, as a sort of a pay-as-you-go option. So that is one part, and then we have everything in protected data centers, high protected data centers, and distributed data across regions. It has all the functionalities with 100% S3 compatible and so on. The second part is an Office or Microsoft 365 protection service. So when protecting Microsoft 365, it's a lot of talk regarding that today, and I think our benefit in this case is that we have a fully managed service available by default cloud to cloud. So that means that you will have very good restores, and another benefit is that we are protecting the whole Microsoft 365 environment. This means that we can not only protect the Exchange part, we can also do the SharePoint Online, and we can do Microsoft Teams and all the other modules you have in Office 365. So it's an entire protection. And then instead of paying per user, we just pay, we're just charging per terabyte that is front-end in the Microsoft 365. So it will probably be a very aggressive price level as well compared to other solutions. On top of that, we could add protection as well for Dynamics 365 and Salesforce. And we have this is a high requested solution into the market, and we have many customers asking about this. So we have a specific webinar regarding Microsoft 365 protection the 12th of November, which is also possible to join. Then we'll go into details regarding that. And finally, we also have several other value-added services made from the cloud provided as SaaS solutions for data intelligence and AI, cloud app protection, data policies, analytics, and extended ransomware protection in the service. So these could be added as well if wanted. So total cloud service solution available as option, and with many more features coming in the roadmap. So this means that even if you're an enterprise or public or small office, branch office or something like that, you're able to connect directly into these services. We know many are working, of course, with other systems to manage things and to get control of the data and things like that. So, of course, we have an open API, so we can connect to different kind of IT service catalogs, ServiceNow, VMware solutions, vCloud Director, and so on. We can also do things with different languages like PowerShell, Python, and Golang. We can connect to the different automation tools like Terraform, Puppet, Ansible, SaltStack, and so on, and cloud management services as well. So a lot of possibilities here to integrate to your existing services and solutions. Regarding consumption models, by default, Cloudbrik Tier 1 and Tier 2 are recommended to have as a monthly payment and for operational cost. So based on your design, we put a monthly payment, no upfront commitments or upfront payments, and then we are providing the solutions wherever you would like to have it. Optional then is using the virtual Cloudbrik Tier 1 or cloud services and with a pay-as-you-go option. And if wanted, also CapEx solutions are available if you need to purchase or want to purchase solutions and just have it supported. But we see many organizations are looking for an operational cost instead of capital expense. So I guess that many will be looking into the two first options here in this case. In our solution, we're working close with our technology partners, which are very, very important, and they will also assist in the deep dive webinars in each area. So for the object storage, we're working with Cloudian. For the data protection part, we're working with Rubrik. And for the Microsoft 365 protection, we're working with 8Point. We are also getting closer partnership with Amazon and Azure, who are the two most popular at this stage. We're also talking to other cloud providers and technology partners to grow the service with new features and functions. So I'm thinking of hoping to stay in time here, so Johan will not be disappointed with me. I will have the reminder regarding the deep dives. So in our website, CristieNordic.com, you are able to connect under events. So all the events are bookable there for deep dive in each area. So welcome to join those. We would be happy to show you more. Great. Thank you all. That was the overview presentation. So I think I was in time, Johan.
I think you were, yes. Thank you for that.
Do you have any questions that has arrived during the session?
Yes, we have some question in that we have here, but please feel free to ask more. So if you have any questions, just write them down and we will answer them at this time. So please write them down. I think the first question we got, you have already answered a little bit, but we can emphasize that a little bit more. It has to do with how long time does it take to do the deployment installation process? Basically, maybe you have an example or something like that.
So it depends on the size of the environment, of course, and what kind of systems that we need to connect to. But as said, for example, a lot of organizations are using VMware, so that is really fast deployment in the VMware environment. So we were really glad to have an environment up and running with the first backups done in 4 hours. In a smaller VMware environment, of course, but it went really quick. Otherwise, I would say that a day or two in a typical little bit larger environment is probably possible.
All right. Good. We had another question here. How much time do my technical team need to invest?
Okay, you mean by learning or
in training? How much time do the technical team need to invest in training, basically, when embracing the new system?
Okay, so I think that it's really easy to understand. Even say that people like us, Johan, who are working in the Salesforce, could learn this. But I would say that the training session is more or less, we used to add a couple of hours training session within the service, and then you're probably up and running and maybe have some questions later on, but that will be just easily replied by support. So very easy. So a few hours after all the implementation is done, an afternoon or something like that, and I think that all those backup engineers would be up and running.
Okay. Yes, one other one we had here is, I think you talked about that as well a little bit, but has to do with total cost of ownership. Can you how much is is there any specific advantages with the total cost of ownership picture?
Yeah, so just before this session, I was looking at some customer reports that's been implemented. So I did an extra slide for that. So these are from actual customers. So it depends a little bit on the customer situation, but the first customer here example, they said that they saved 60% management time. The other one said 80% reduction in backup management, and the last one 90% plus management time saving. 90%, that was of course a marketing figure I wanted to use then in the presentation, but it's everyone is saving a lot of time, and I think that is a really good response from the market.
Yeah. Thank you. And specific M365 question here. Can you save the data on premises?
Yes, so default is that we have a fully managed service inside Azure from one Azure unit to another. But if requested, we can move the data to on-prem as well, and then you don't need to. Yeah, then we cut in cost because we don't need the infrastructure in the cloud, and we just move it down to on-premises.
Okay, thank you. One specific, I think I only have one more question now. So if you have any more, please write them ASAP so we can answer them. I think we have one from a potential MSP partner here. Is there a specific partner program regarding this, or how do you work with partners? That's how I interpret the question anyway.
Yeah. So we have a partner program which is really good. It's a good solution for a partner to provide backup as a service into their clients and customers. And it's a lot of benefits in the partner program, so we're happy to just connect with me or Johan, and we will be happy to talk to you. And but it's a really good solution for partners.
Yeah. And that's the last question, I think.
Okay.
So,
great. So yeah, so we want to thank you all for taking your time listening to this Cloudbrik overview presentation. And of course, we at Cristie are always at your service, and you're always welcome to contact us either directly or at sales@cristie.se. You can send an email and we will get back to you. I also think that a video recording of this session will be sent out to you automatically. Yes. When we close, and also a survey that would be great to have your response on. So if you have time, we will be happy to learn from you and get better in the presentation parts and see where we can evolve.
And be sure to tune in next Thursday, 5 coming Thursdays.
Johan, will also the email that goes out, will that have a link as well to the next or to the other webinar, so it's easy to connect to that one?
I'm not sure about that actually, but we will send out. I will send out a link to where you can register for the coming events when we send out the recording or something like that. So you will have that information ready.
Great, perfect.
Thank you.
So thank you all
for
for taking your time. Wish you a great day.